Hello, everybody, and welcome. I have, of course, with me my lovely co-host Chattanooga Ed and our special guest tonight, Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. Thank you both for being here. I'm going to run through and say some hellos real quick to everybody in the chat. Get that pulled up, and I am in live chat, so we are good. Anthony's Fishy Friends first in the chat. Dragon Lair, The Zen Ginger, Lefty 32138, Lance Jones, Rose Aquatics, Gina French, Chewy LTD. There's Chattanooga Ed in the chat as well. Streetwise, Chevy Fish, Sand Creek Aquatics, GRB Aquatics. Lots and lots of names and hellos back and forth. It's great to see all of you all in here. And we've got a $2 super sticker from the Zen Ginger. I'm sure that, yep, there it is right there. Zen, thank you very much for the $2. I am here, Red Arrow. She beat Lefty to it this time around. Immediately followed by Gina French with the $10 super sticker of the fox with the looks like the paper fans with the hearts on them dancing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, both of you. Awesome to have you all here. Love you all for that.
There's razor blades in them.
Like
a ninja.
Yeah, I like that. Let's see, Cichlids 23, Mr. Fish Sir Brad. If I missed anybody's, my apology. Bill Witt is here with us. Speaking of Brad, Mr. Fish Sir dropping the $2 super chat as well with the on-set chair. I like that. I don't think I've seen that one before. Very cool. Thank you very much, Brad. Mr. Fish Sir, I appreciate you, brother. Young Fish Aquatics, Larry D's Tanks and more. All sorts of awesome people here tonight. Lefty 3213A with a $2 super sticker with the game over. There we go. He said, if I can't be the first, I'll drop the game over on it. Thank you.
Well, I guess it was a good stream then.
Yeah, y'all have a great night.
See you later.
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know your channel, you do a lot of live streams, and I admire that because I used to do a lot more live streaming. But we can kind of guess from the name. You've got shrimp, but tell us a little bit about your setup and your channel and what you've got going on over there.
Yeah, I do shrimp. I used to do fish. I used to breed discus and other stuff. Well, I got into the discus. Discus took a dump. The bottom just fell out. No one really buys them anymore. I mean, unless it's just someone that wants to put one or two in their tank. It's not as hot as it was. So
right,
I need to find something that got my attention and kind of pulled at me like discus does, because it's not the fish part, it's the color. I'm attracted. It's the artist. It's the artistic side of something that goes in water that looks so good. It's salt water. It's crazy. So one day I was introduced to cherry shrimp. I mean, I seen them in the store, but I didn't think nothing of them. I got them, killed them, got more like a week later. I serious. I don't know how I did it. I mean, got more 10 more a week later, and that was it. So got out of the fish and just got addicted to the shrimp, and Neo Caradina was what I started with. I thought those colors were really cool until I got into the Caradina, and then I kind of felt like I was back into discus again, but with little shrimp because of the colors that, I mean, they're super, super vibrant, and for something to be so small to have such good colors. So then, so I started getting more tanks, and then I got hurt at work. I got injured at work, and I got hit in the head with a large load of lumber that was hooked to a crane. So I kind of got worried, and I told my wife, I was like, well, what am I going to do for us? I said, I gotta put something together. And so I kind of, took some money, started building this up, and started out small with my videos, videoing the tanks and stuff, and selling a lot to pet stores, and then learning a lot about the shrimp and learning that not everywhere that you buy shrimp are exactly what they say they are. So I had, these are things that I needed to learn so I don't pass them on to customers. Yeah. you know, it's trials and tribulations. I went through it all, and now I'm here. And you know, but we kind of built it on the fact of we like to bring happiness and smiles to people that need it, and that do not know that a hobby can, or the aquarium hobby can bring you such happiness. So it's like towards, you know, veterans and people with anxiety and depression and stress, and you know, just, you know, people that need to vent. So, you know, like I said, I was doing the videos a lot, and then one day I was watching watching another YouTube channel, and the guy said, "Look, just," he was talking to somebody else, but it was like he was talking to me. He said, "Look, just do it." I was like, "Okay," and that was the first day that I went live, and then, you know, I bought a new laptop, so I'm plugged in, and then I bought new cameras and this and that, and it's gone over really well. It seems like, because what I try to tell everybody is no one has a fish tank that doesn't need happiness in their life. I'm sorry, you don't buy a fish tank, put it in your house, spend thousands of dollars, and look at it and go, well, that's terrible. That I don't care about that. You know, it brings you happiness.
Yeah.
So that's what we try to promote here. Look, you know, people that you know, don't have that, or need an outlet, or, you know, want to get into a hobby and don't know what to get into, you know, so we try to bring that to people, and it seems to be working pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah. So you do, I know you touched on it a little bit, but I want to make sure everybody is aware that you have a website. I know I ordered through
It's
Instagram.
really getting built really fast here, but it's,
you do sell them. So.
yeah, oh yeah. Here's the thing is, I had, I don't know if it was just Facebook. Let's just say it was Facebook, okay? Because my Facebook page was called Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. Well, then out of nowhere, Facebook contacted me and said, "Excuse me, but is this your real name?" I was like, "What do you mean? There's 90 bazillion people that have a Facebook page that isn't a real name." But they said, "We need to see something that shows that this is your real name." So anyways, it's it's my wife's name backwards, because I have a Facebook, and so she put it in her name, but she didn't want her name like regular, so we turned it around backwards. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it to my, because it won't let me put my name on it now, because so what I have to do is everyone that's friended on my Detroit one, I have to friend on mine and drag everything over, or just quit Facebook. But anyways, yeah. So you have to type my last name, my wife's middle name, my wife's first name, and then it's there. So I don't know, you know, if you got mods that can just put it up there, or I can tell you what to do. But then I'm on Instagram too.
So to say, that's probably the easiest way to get to you is Instagram.
The easiest way. And then all the photos on Instagram, if you look, they all have a price.
I saw that.
Because see, I don't know. I know this stuff. I don't know computers. Look, I'm a union carpenter. I know these,
right?
And I can count like a mathematician, but I don't know a computer. You know, I never had that part of me. So I'm learning this, but I know this. So that's why everybody's like, well, just use like Instagram as your store right now, you know. So that's how I do it right now. And then another thing, if you go on YouTube, let's say, you know, all that's too much for you. You can just go on YouTube, just go in the comment of a video and just comment to me saying, "Hey, I want to buy some shrimp." And that comment comes right to me, and I see them, you know.
Right. Well, I do like the Instagram, like you mentioned, with the pictures and prices. It's almost like a catalog. That's how I did it. Was I looked through your catalog, essentially, right, your photographs with prices, and I was like, I want those, and I messaged.
And see, here's the thing too: is I have a macro lens, and I'm taking better pictures. When I first did it, I do everything fast, so it's like, okay, you need this. And I just throw it out there. I'm like, here you go. And then I go on to the next thing. And I'm like, oh, you need this? Here you go. I try to make 10 people happy at the same time. So, you know, certain things aren't 100%. So, like I said, I have the macro lens and I'm taking better photos. and I'll be popping them up and, this and that. But, people, here's the thing is I ask a lot where to go. What do I do? What site do I go on? Can someone help me build this? And, some people say yes, and some people say, go on GoDaddy or go on something and give it to them and do it. But the thing is I want someone to literally say, hey, look, this is who I go through. It costs me this much to set it up. It costs me this much a month, so I don't feel like I'm going to get robbed by somebody because I'm a dummy when it comes to computer stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's just like the shrimp. People come in, and if you look on Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics, I have customers on there that say, Brian wouldn't let me buy Carradina shrimp because I don't have what it takes to have Carradina shrimp, but those were the ones I wanted, and he wouldn't let me get them and kill them. Well, no, I mean, look, that a lot of people do that. Oh, this is what you want. Here you go. And then you call them back in a day and say they died, and they said, well, okay, I'll sell you more. I don't do that. I really don't care. But so sometimes in some things, like a lot of people, I need my hand held, and here you go. That's how you do it. Okay, cool. That's how I'll do it. But that's why my store kind of sucks right now. But if everyone bears with me, I'll have it up and running here. And
well, it's just like the hobby. YouTubing is a work in progress at all points. So that's totally understandable. None of us are ever finished. If somehow you reach the end of the journey, you must have picked the wrong one.
Oh, right. Correct. Yeah. Oh, but then with the shrimp, so yeah, I do. I have 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 26 Carradina. I have 10, 13, 15 Neo Carradina, and Plecos and Super Red Baby Sephrums out of the big tank, because we have fish, right? Who doesn't love fish? Well, yeah. Excuse me. When our fish family has babies, my wife wants us to raise everything. So we have a Super Red. I mean, I have all this stuff. But anyways, so I built the wall, and then I was going to build a room, more drywall work. And then I didn't want to like block it off due to the humidity and stuff.
Right.
So I went to Home Depot and bought another rack. It's 90 inches, which makes a doorway here. And so kind of packaging's around the corner with the big board. And then, yeah, I have, as of right now, I got 43 tanks and 3 5-gallons.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, I still got more coming every day, because I want to be able to give some to everybody. So it's like I want to give people, for someone who can't afford a $10 shrimp and they can only afford $4 shrimp, I want to be able to have those. I want to be able to have, kind of something for everyone. Not just, oh, this is all I have for, the real expensive ones. The real cheap ones are up. I want to have something for everyone. So if their kids want something, if their grandma wants something, if their aunt wants something, if their neighbor wants something, it's kind of like G.I. Joe toys. It's like, hey, whatever. But yeah, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of tanks. It takes a lot of money. So I try to get many free tanks as I can.
Right.
Like we all do. Free everything, because it goes a long way. So if I can save a penny, then you save a penny. That's how I do it with everybody. If I get a break, you get a break, So yesterday we did a thing. I have these shrimp over here. They kind of look red, but they're not. They're orangey, like a fiery, because a long time ago I had these really high-grade orange shrimp. Well, they every once in a while would spit out these reddish-looking ones, but when I would put a flashlight to them, they look like the flame of a flame, a fire flame, and I'm like, wow, that looks cool. So I saved them and I bred them. So last night we were coming up with names, and it's kind of like whoever name I choose, like gets free shrimp from that colony and just has to pay tipping. So, it's
awesome.
goofy stuff like that we do. It's, I mean, who doesn't want to be a part of it,
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like did it go with Inferno?
Oh, yeah, you seen it? No, I have 3 cosmic. Well, it's a mix. So whatever I choose, I got cosmic, Inferno, because Inferno was Dan Slee, and that cosmic Inferno was Fish Tropic. Then I got Cherry Blaze, Orange Pearl. So it's like you could take some of those and move them around, but I really like Inferno. So it's like something, even Cherry Inferno.
Inferno sounds pretty cool.
It does, right? And see, I kept calling them cherries, and Dan's like, stop calling them that. They're not cherries. They're super cool. So I was like, all right. So we started a thing last night of names, and I wrote down the 3. I mean, they were red hot chili peppers and, a lot of cool stuff. But then, I turn and look and I go, blue, blue bolts, you have red, but, it's snow whites or golden bees, so it's got to be, it doesn't have to be a super, like a really cool name, but, a cosmic Inferno. It's not like it just explodes in your mouth when you're saying it, but it's, they're like whatever, so I have these 6 words that are in 3 names, and I'm going to move them around, but I look at it this way: if I do use 2 words, it'll be 2 people will win, so, but yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were doing last night. So,
and you stream basically every night, don't you?
Every night, yeah. It's just like I said, to be honest, there's not, I mean, when it comes down to it, depression, anxiety, happiness, that it doesn't stop. It's every day. So people have it every day. Right. So, if you have a great day, okay, hey, let's watch some YouTube. If you have a bad day, it's like, well, hey, let's watch some YouTube. If you're depressed, if you're angry, anything. So it's, I don't know. I don't owe anybody anything, but it's kind of like, I understand, I have depression and anxiety. So, I've had it since I was a kid. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I take good meds for it, but I mean, it don't bother me, but it's like, I just want other people to know, look, you're not alone. So come hang out. Let's talk about whatever. And if for some reason you need to talk about something, look, there's a whole bunch of people in the chat that are all listed because they're all here, probably for the same reason, because, they like being around people, talking to people, and being in a family type situation, So, yeah, I stream every night. And I feel if the stream is like lagging or something, okay, I'll get off. So if I hit like 3 hours and like I'm down to 6 people, well, okay, there's people that went to bed and, really no one's really talkative, so I'll cut it early. But if people are talking and people are laughing, last night I went 2, 4, 5.5 hours. I'm a 2 to 6 hour guy every night, or sometimes more than 6 hours.
Nice.
But it's like I said, if the conversation's there, who am I to stop it?
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? It's, look, I'm opening the chat. Who would I be to shut that off if people really need to, have conversations, So, I'll get up, go to the bathroom or something, go get something to drink. And seriously, people are talking. Hey, let them talk, have a good old time. And, then we'll get back to shrimp and everything else, but
absolutely.
If people can get off my channel and smile and feel good about themselves, like people say, oh man, I slept until 11:30 or 12 o'clock. I haven't slept that long in forever. I'm like, wow, really? Just coming on the chat like we did last night helped that much? Okay, cool. So.
Very nice. And I applaud you, because I have said for quite some time, in terms of the length that I've been on here, that when people want to stream, they should stream. There's probably 2,000 people that are live right now. So I salute you for that, because a lot of times, like if I were to be streaming and somebody else was on, I get heat for it. So I think it's awesome that you're kind of a constant, that, okay, if something happens and you can bounce back and forth, and, people reschedule shows or something's not going, we can jump in there, jump back and forth, be in both places and just enjoy it. And we know that you're there, like you said, for the community to jump into that. I really enjoy it. And I know that's going to be helping with your watch hours too, with getting you to that.
Well, that's like, oh God, what was it? Yeah, that's another thing. Ever since I got hit, I lose my memory a lot. What did you say? About other people streaming. Here's the thing: is I kind of felt bad at first. I was like, oh my God, so and so streaming. Everybody's like, look, dude, don't worry about it. You're streaming. And like I say, because here's the thing: is I have mad respect for a lot of people. I don't even know. But look, you were here way before I was here. I don't mean to step on your toes, but here's the thing. I'm a shrimp guy. So if you're a fish guy, then I shouldn't be taking none of your mojo, because you're a fish guy, I'm a shrimp guy. Yeah. So if people leave my channel to go watch you, guess what? You were here a long time before I was. You're kind of like Adam and Eve. I wasn't here yet. You were here at the beginning when Earth was made. So
he's talking about Bob Kaler at Kaler's Aquatics there.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't mind. Look, take off, because guess what? Like you say, I'm still here, and I'll talk to, look, before I had any subscribers on my channel, I talked to myself and wouldn't even show my face. I just videoed my things. Because look, I also have depression and anxiety, so I feel good doing this.
Exactly.
So if there's two people here, okay, I'm going to go about my business, and if it keeps your attention, then good. We laugh a lot, goof off a lot, and I think that's a big, huge part of it. It's not so serious, and I'm not sitting here just all, staring into the camera, real quiet and answering questions. No, yeah, who wants to watch that, dude? It's like I'm more depressed watching you than I was watching paint dryer my dog shit outside, So no, so that's what I'm saying. I'm here, like you say. If you want to show up, oh yeah. And the thing is, I always say between 7 and 9, because it's I have a thing with saying, all right, this is when I'll be there. I'm going to try to change that, though, so people can start to set their time. And, if I say 7, I'll be here at 7, so
yeah.
The 7 to 9 is kind of my laziness, so I can, hang out, goof off, and then go, oh, okay, I'm ready to go down there now. So,
Absolutely. And I can understand. I mean, like you said, I really enjoy both sides of it. I enjoy being in the chat, and I enjoy being on this side of it. Right. It helps with the stress and everything, and it's a highlight of my day. But sometimes you just need that couple minutes of relaxed time,
right,
before you jump on the camera.
Right. Yeah, because it's like, I'll do stuff around the house, and then, I get asked to do something or something, and I'm like, I got to go do this, and then I'm like, crap, But the thing is look, like I said, I started channel for a reason, to try to help people every day. So I can't say, well, I'm going to take today off, because what about the people that I don't know, because they don't say really need my channel every day, so, I just don't want to do that. Now, if for some reason I need 2 days off, I'll say it in advance. I'm going to take Friday, Saturday off. But, I try not to miss a day, and I try to get here between 7 and 9, even though a couple times I've been a little late. But, I always show up clean and showered.
There you go.
Well, I've got a question for all your shrimp are, well, maybe you have some ugly ones. I don't know, but all I see is the good looking ones, and they're amazing. Do you ever put them in shows, or do you
who was it? Can't remember who it was. Can't remember, but they tell. Here's the thing. I was kind of a little embarrassed, even though I don't care about being embarrassed. But here's the story. I was going to go to Aquatics in Chicago. I'm in Michigan, so it takes me 5.5 hours to get to Chicago. No big deal. Had it all set. Family was cool with it. Well, I was supposed to have shirts made. So I'm going with shirts, because it's like I'm starting a channel. I'm not going to go in there with a Levi shirt on and expect people to go, hey, that's so-and-so, because I've never done the face thing on YouTube. So like a week out, I went to go see the person making my shirts, and because she wasn't calling me, and she says, oh, well, I can't run the business. I'm selling it. I was like, what? And she's like, oh, but the person I'm selling it to, if you want, they can make your shirts. So I didn't go. So I wasn't able to go and even talk to anybody about something like that. But here's another thing. I'm one of them people who never think that what I have is good enough. Even if I had a race car and I put $10,000 in it, I wouldn't think it's good enough to beat the guy down the street that's got a Camaro, So I see a lot of stuff on YouTube and a lot of people shrimp and stuff. And I go, okay, I'm kind of a basic guy, even though my basic is as high quality as I can get, because that's what I strive for. I try to find the best and then breed that. So all of my customers get the best that I can find. But when you're talking about going up against, like I said, I don't know these people, but like Eric Lucas and all these big, huge name people, and I'm going to stroll in there. Who knows? There's a lot of people that get in there. I could win, but I just don't have that in me to go, oh, yeah. It's kind of like going in to fight Mike Tyson. I'm going to get whooped. But would I do it for $1 million? Yeah. Would I go in there? I'm a nervous guy, the anxiety. So the anxiety would keep me from doing it. Nope, you ain't going to do it. Everyone's going to be looking. Everybody's going to go, oh, those ain't good enough. And all right, never mind. Just give me a Coke. I'm just going to walk through the place and forget it. Change my shirt, put on the Levi shirt. But
well, I'm not a professional, but I would say that your shrimps are. And
well, thank you.
I'll just say that.
Well,
and as soon as you get your website up, I am going to order some shrimp from you.
Okay.
I first found out about you through Bob Kaler, and he sent me a thing saying, this guy's got jade shrimp real cheap, and you got to order some. And it's like, I am so not tech savvy. I had no idea how to order them, but I watched you.
Right. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, see, that's another thing. Like, there's someone on my channel that went to order shrimp from me. Well, she ordered shrimp from me, and where she lives, they're more than double what I sell them for. So, she's in here. I see her right there. But anyways, Priscilla, she bought Snow Whites off me, and where she lives, they're $20 to $25 a piece. I was like, what? I sell them for $8, but I sell them for $10. But I'm not going to charge you what you pay over there. Look, this is what I sell them for. So people say, hey, Detroit's selling them cheap. Well, no, actually I'm not, because here's the thing. This is what I do. Like, I'll go pick me Fish Room Chattanooga and be like, all right, what do those guys sell them for? And I'll be like, all right, Fish Room charges 9, Chattanooga charges 10. Let me go 8. I'm in the ballpark, but guess what? I'm just a little lower. I might be able to snatch a customer from them.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
I might be able to get an eyeball more off of them, you know. And so that's where I'm at. But if you look my prices up from this state to that state to that state, just on Google, if you just punch some people's names up that have websites, I'm right there with them. There's a couple, like I said, that they're a lot more expensive. Those are the ones that I steer clear from. Because look, if you sell your shrimp, that's fine. But I don't want anybody ever going, he charged you how much? You know, I'm not that guy. You know, I don't ever want fingers being pointed. So I'm in the ballpark with everybody. So if somebody says I'm cheap, I'm just not trying to rip you off. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? And I hope I didn't say cheap, but super affordable.
No,
I used to own a business, and you never say cheap.
Yeah, no. Hey, I don't. Hey, call them cheap. But I mean, I don't think $10 for a shrimp is cheap. I mean, my green jades are $6, but I mean, that's going price. You know, I mean, I'm not going to go, oh well, I'm going to charge 10 because no one has the ones that I have. You know, I'm not going to do that. You know, because that's just not how I do things, you know.
Well, your green jades are worth every cent. I mean, they are awesome, and I will have a tank of those someday.
Hey, I'll have them when you need them. Don't worry about it. Well, it's one of my norms that I like to keep. So it's not something that I want to rotate, you know, because I kind of, as you see how my shelves are, I kind of look like a grocery store. You know, you got your Kraft mac and cheese, you know, the spaghetti, you know, all this stuff. Well, when one's not selling good or slows up, or you know, people get a little slow on it, well, you want to rotate that one out, put something different. But the green jades, even though, you know, a lot of people say, well, why would somebody want a green when your tank's full of green? They would like disappear. Well, if they're in the green, you can't see them. But guess what? When they come out and they're walking around, you can see them all day long. But, you know, it's one of the, you know, Bloody Marys, green jades, the orange pumpkins, the yellows, the blue dreams. Those are kind of like 4 staples, you know, then, or 5 staples. And everything else, it's like, okay, if the blue Rillies fall off, I still have blue diamonds, blue dreams, and blue sapphires. So, I mean, I have 4 blues. I can rotate a blue.
Yeah, I had fun picking, which I was like, oh God, which blue do I want to do? And I'm like, I've got dreams, so I'm going to go with dreams to add to the colony, and we'll go from there.
Right. But it all comes down to, I don't like a blue really doesn't breed true. So a blue diamond is blue with black splotches on it. You know, could have a black head, blue body. Could have a black tail, all blue body. Could have all blue body, a black patch on it that's really glossy, right? Well, that's what a Rilly can do. A Rilly can make a Rilly, or it can have these black spots on it. So it's kind of like, I don't know. You can't mix them. But I have 2 kinds that are close to, you know, but one's $5, one's $6, you know, so it's, you know, but yeah, it's just, and then I got for people that watch, like I have a tank, I call them the Misfits because they're not perfect, you know, they're like the Misfit toys off you know, Rudolph, you know, they all get sent to the island where, you know, no kids want them. So it's kind of my misfit tank where no kids want the shrimp, you know, so they go in there and a lot of people like them, you know. So we, you know, plus my son plays a big part in all this. So I try to make it fun for him. And, you know, it's, I don't know, it's just all around be super cool. We got prawns down there, you know, so we're not just shrimp. Try to bring, you know, a learning curve, you know, so hey, if kids watch with their parents and stuff, you know, I do mark my stuff as adult, but Once in a blue moon, I say a swear word, but I have kids, so I really don't swear much, So it's like if your kids will watch it, cool, but I just don't mark it as kid friendly. So I need comment. But I tell everybody, look, it's almost never if I swear, and I don't say the F word, I don't say the C word, I don't say really bad words. So if I slip, I'm sorry, but hey, look, your kids can come see prawns, they can see plecos, they can see little itty bitty baby fish that they might never see, So yeah, we goof off.
Well, and that is awesome. Real quick, I want to say thank you very much, everybody. We've got 49 people watching now. 39 people have hit that thumbs up. I appreciate you all very much for that. And I see we've had some people migrate over and subscribe to your channel, Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. So thank you all for doing that. Now, you had talked a little bit about Memorial Day sale, correct?
Yeah, yep. We got it wouldn't I don't know, growing up as a kid, Memorial Day really, I mean, it doesn't mean too much to you until you meet people that it actually means something to.
Right.
So when it comes to military people, veterans and stuff like that, then it changes your attitude and how you really look at it. It's not just going to the beach and putting back a bunch of beers and swimming all day. So since my wife is an Army veteran, my son is a MP in the Army, and one of the biggest reasons that we put the business together was to help people that they need to smile. They might need a hug that you can't put your arms around them, but if you can give them something to smile about. So we kind of steer towards veterans, because there's some veterans out there that suffer because they're not being taken care of the way they should. So what we do on this weekend all the way till midnight on Monday is 20% off of all orders, and it is free shipping over $150 or over.
I may have to order some more shrimp.
Yeah. Yep.
Real quick, I say thank you, Nathan. Sand Creek Aquatics with the $2 super sticker with the big red thumbs up. Nathan, I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. I hadn't heard anything from you on Messenger, so I'm assuming you're doing pretty good. But glad to see you, brother, and thank you very much for that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was about to slip off the screen, and I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. No. I was just going to say another thing that it's the end of this month. I got to do. I started it in April, the beginning of April. When all this crud started. We have, not only, shrimp and everything, but we have 3 dogs. So we were thinking about doing something to where we could take a percentage of sales. I mean, which is small, because it's not real busy. Even a percentage of sales and give it to someone to try to help, and I was like, so I talked to my wife about it, and I was like, what about like hospitals? And then it's like, what am I going to do? We can't find masks to buy. We can't find anything to buy. And they say, stay away. So, okay, well, we can't help a hospital. So then we were like, well, can we help the veterans? Then we're like, well, again, it's so small, but there's not much I can do, to help. I mean, I donated a car, stuff like that. But then, so we decided to give money to the Humane Society.
Awesome.
Because the Humane Society, the issue with that is, I'm no supporter of anything, but look, all these animals that are in the Humane Society, since this crud's going around, they have nowhere to go, and the Humane Societies are closed. So all those animals, unless they're put down, they have to go into homes and people take care of them. So like what I was doing was for the month of April, but I didn't make enough, so I stretched it through May. There's like 20% of all my sales, 10%, I can't remember what it was, but all my sales, I'm going to go like give them the cash or buy them dog food, take it there because they said that they need the food really bad. So that's the other thing that we're doing that ends this month. So we try to do a lot of good stuff over here, so.
I'll just throw this out here as kind of a collaboration. If you are going to do something like that in the future, Bob at Kaler's Aquatics runs a nonprofit shelter, and I know that they've not been meeting their donation goals on their GoFundMe for the Ark, the shelter. So there's something down the road. If
Yeah, I didn't even know. Well, here's the thing. People on my show know this, but I just won't get too deep on this. But there was a store that was supposed to do this with me. Okay, there's a pet store that was supposed to do this and put a jar on their table and on the counter, and it was, donate to, the Humane Society in this city. Well, for the longest time, I was like, did you put the jar up there? So I was like, screw it. I'm going up there and I'll take the jar myself. So I made the jar, took it up there, cut a hole in it, put it on his counter, and I package taped it to his counter. Well, so nobody steal it. I didn't have any chain to drill it down to the thing. So I was like, all right. Well, then I went in there. He called for shrimp. So I took a big shrimp order in there, right? And then I hear the employee said, hey, that jar got back on the table. And I turn and look, and there's my jar, no tape on it, nothing. So anyways, what happens is they don't support any humane society because the humane societies are supposedly against fishing, hunting, all this stuff. But actually, if you read about it, a humane society says that they're not against someone who hunts or fishes. They just say do it legally.
Right.
Like be poaching animals or killing it, shooting them and leaving them in a ditch, letting them suffer. So these people were just lying to me and weren't doing it. So now any help that I had is out the door. So it's like the little amount that I'm going to be able to give is, that's it. So
absolutely. And I just figured I'd throw that out there because, I know you're a big community guy. Like you said, that's what you do it for, is to try and help people out. And those two things just kind of clicked in my brain to throw that out there. Priscilla MK Art. Oh, sorry. She took the art off. It's Priscilla MK now with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Priscilla. Says, how's Ed's head feeling? Yeah, I've seen some comments that Ed's really quiet today.
Well, actually, I never get hangovers, so I'm fine there. Oh, I punched that. I've got a stiff neck.
Thank you very much for that. I think Ed's in good shape.
It was something to do with alcohol and your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
So is this a visionary story here, or is there
no?
Something? I mean, can we get a little something here, or do I just run with that?
No, there was a trivia competition last night, and you had to take shots.
And this was on Anthony's Fishy Friends channel, correct?
Yeah. But I was terrified. I'm not a big drinker, especially when it's shots. So I ate a whole thing of donuts beforehand, and I think I got pretty sick on the donuts afterwards. I was miserable.
Booze and donuts, that's like double sugar.
Oh, yeah. Well, it also is like, I'll just say this. It works as a super laxative, like 3 hours afterwards. So.
Yeah, it's cooking in your stomach like it's a kettle for moonshine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was
sugar.
Yeah, it was gross. But oh well. Yeah, I don't know if
Dr. Black 66.
He was there.
Okay, yeah, because they were in my chat last night, and I was tired. I went up and did some stuff. I can't remember, but I watched that guy. He was that guy's funny. I watched the show the other night. You were on it, weren't you? When he was playing the guitar.
I may have. I don't know.
Anthony, I think. But I think it was. He was playing the guitar. Yeah, but he was funny. Yeah, but he was in my stream last night, and I was gonna hop over there when I got off, but so much to do, and I forgot, and probably fell asleep.
Well, I'm a lot like you. You're on all the time. I'll go on anybody's stream and have a good time.
Right.
I'm here just to have
I really
fun.
appreciate. I mean, I don't do it to get more subs on my channel. I do it because I like it. I like just as much as I like to stream on my own stream. I actually have people to look at and talk to it.
Absolutely.
Instead of looking at this thing, and it seems a little weird after a while. I'm like, am I looking at you, or all right? Let me just look at the screen here. I'm not used to looking at this little eyeball looking back at me. It's like, this Logitech thing. I'm like, But
it's a little different. No, we're glad to have you on. I enjoy your streams and I enjoy being in the chat, and I figured this is a good way to get more eyes on you so we can have more people hang out and enjoy the chat over there in your streams.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
But and you got to get some of his shrimp. They are beautiful. And then enter his shrimp into Aquashella and win just to show it to
right. Yeah, you did it for me. Yeah.
So without putting you on the spot, if you can't do it, it's fine. But I'm curious because you always have a camera set up on your shrimp when you're streaming. You've got that second cam.
Yeah.
Do you have anything set up for a shrimp shot? We can show off some of your.
No, I could probably set something up though.
Oh, no pressure. I just figured I'd ask if you had it at the ready. We could click over to it. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh, yeah. No, well. The only way I know how to do it is, see, there we go again, is, through Streamlabs. So actually what I would have to do is just put this camera on a tank because I have an extension. I have a cord, a 12-foot cord that, I paid somebody an extra $10 to slide it out the door at Best Buy, and so I have a cord. That's how I do it. And
gotcha. Well, that's just more reason for people to go check out your channel and go check out your streams because he's always got a camera on shrimp, and you never know what you're going to see when you pop in there.
Well, I keep because it's like, should I just put it on the shrimp and then just read the chat and like not have nothing on me? I was like, well, it'd kind of be like I did before, but nah. So, like I said, I came so far because my computer before that, well, it's now my wife's, but it wasn't cheap. It just, I couldn't plug into it. I couldn't hardwire into it. So I would be down here and I got the Wi-Fi and everything and running the computer, running the phone on, what's the name of that app? In case anybody ever wants to use it. It is called Droid Cam X.
I like that one.
Yeah, it works really well. I got the paid version, just hopefully it would be better, and I really don't think there's a difference. But having this on Wi-Fi, having my phone on Wi-Fi, it was spitty, sputtery. It really sucked. So, I made a few sales and stuff, so then I went and bought this MSI, and I got it dirt cheap from some guy who wanted it at work that didn't even pay for it. So my shrimp money bought this. And then, they want $9,000 for a camera now on Facebook Marketplace, because of the virus, one that's like 4 years old is like $180, But anyways, I found one from someone, again, who didn't even know that they were expensive. And then, I went and bought that cord. So now I film a tank and, do myself at the same time. So.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I always enjoy it. I never know what shrimp you're going to have up when I pop in there. Real quick, Keller's Aquatics did post the GoFundMe link for the Ark of Cleveland. That's the nonprofit shelter that he's in charge of.
Okay.
So anybody that follows him, I'm sure you've heard him talk about that. So if you're looking for a good cause, since we kind of segued around through that and donations and whatnot, there's a great cause, and I know that he could always use the help. So thank you, Bob, for throwing that link in there for us. So what filtration setup do you use for your tanks?
A sponge, air. That's it. Nothing else. I don't want to say cheap it can be, but you gotta go. So the big companies don't crack your head on the big bills, the electricity bills and stuff. You got to go as cheap as possible, but it's gotta work. So I started back a while ago, and I got the dual sponge filters.
Mhm.
You know, you have the old school sponge filter everybody uses, but on a small tank, if you want to turn it up, the bubbles come up and they just bang when they come up. And I don't have lids, so I don't want as much coming up. So I started making my own DIY where I would take the lift tube for those sponges, for those round sponges, because the LFS sells them. They sell them in, like, let's say 4 or 5 foot.
Yeah.
Well, what I would do is I would cut it to where it was almost to the top of the water, and then I'd get a piece of PVC, a 90.
Yeah.
I'd pop that sucker on and put the stuff on there, and put it on top so it'd come up and it'd shoot out. And it comes toward the front. What it's doing is it's rotating the tank, even if it's slowly, it's bringing that water from the front all the way to the back. And now the splatter's not banging up. Well, then I saw the dual sponge filters. I was like, ooh, wait a minute. That's got the tube. It's got the snorkel. It's got my scuba snorkel. So I went and bought one of those to actually see like how much I could really put into it and what it would handle. And I just really couldn't believe that. Well, at the time, what I was spending for them was still cheaper than a regular round sponge, but what they could do. And then I started thinking, well, my DIY, is it cheaper, or is it cheaper to buy these? And it was actually cheaper to buy these because these are cheaper than one of those round sponges.
Gotcha.
So I use the larger ones in my tank that are good up to 55 gallons.
Yeah.
So I don't have to clean them as often, and
Right.
it's a larger grazing area for the shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have 2 big sponges instead of 2 little itty bitty sponges, are the ones that are actually made for a 10 gallon, for like 5 to 10 gallons,
Yeah.
And then I just run 2 air pumps. I just turned on the second air pump. I connected it because I was running 32 tanks on one air pump. So then when I put this wall in, the new 90 wall, I got 7, 10, 13, 15 tanks on here now. And it'll take 6 more, but so I hooked up the other pump. So I got a pump going in each end.
Nice.
So if you bring them in the same end, they bang together and the pumps get really loud. I don't know if anyone knows this, but you can't have 2 air pumps together. They can't come in the same area. Even if it's like a foot apart, if they're powerful, it's too much. They bang on each other. So they have to be way apart. So that's why I have this one. And then it's got to feed 30 tanks. And then I have this one that slams into it, and it does. And I don't even have to release any air. I don't get any noises or anything like that. It all just works really good. And I went cheap PVC. I glued it. Just tied it to my joist really nice. As professional as I could, but we try to go like chain. We do stuff in chain. So it's silver, I do all the electrical in, all like you're in a warehouse type deal, we want that look down here because we want it to look as businessy as possible. I have drywall here, I got it all framed out. We got the brick walls painted white. Everything's really clean. The floors aren't done. I'm just going to put rubber mats, paint it and then rubber mats, but it's the look we want, the industrial look. So like I said, everything's done. Like my lights are all hung by silver chain, ACO or ACE chain, but it's the industrial look. I don't want to look like a fish room, all the plastic pieces and like everything you see in a pet store. I don't want that. I want to look, like a business, like a brick and mortar. That's what I want this to look like, so that's the look we're going for. So, and it's doing really good. That's why we went steel, because I could build these frames all day long. It's nothing on a 2x4, but Home Depot has good deals on them, and for what it would cost to build it, you can go, well, it's cheaper to build it. Well, it is, but guess what? If I got to take this apart, I bet you I could take this apart in the third of a time it's going to take you to unscrew it and take it apart to get it out. When I just bam, take it apart and I can move it wherever I got to go. So that's what allowed me to maybe pay $40 more. Okay, I'll buy the metal because I hit it together. It's locked. I don't have to worry about it cracking, and then I can take it apart just as fast.
Absolutely, and I like the look of it. We've got River Life coming out of left field with the $10 super chat. It says Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics have a website. Rack, brother, thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciated. Always good to see you. And then we have the Zen Ginger's already right on top of it. She's got the Instagram link for Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics and the Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics Facebook page listed on there. Website is in progress, Rack. But he's basically got a catalog set up on his Instagram. You go on his Instagram, look at his pictures under his profile, and he's got the pictures and prices on there. And I legitimately catalog shopped it from there and said, "Oh, I like that one." And then I messaged him and said, "Hey, this is what I'm wanting." That's
all you did, yeah. I was like, "Oh, okay, you made it easy."
Yeah, but Rack, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And then we have KG Tropicals in here says, "Wow, we actually have stumbled upon a streamer that actually talks more than me." Yes. There's always good conversation going in here, but
KG Tropicals, I think I'd give him a run for his money. He can talk like me too. Hey, he just has a nicer mic and stuff.
Yeah, I get in trouble for talking too much because everybody says I don't let Ed talk. So I've been trying to calm that down a bit. They like to parallel Ed to Lisa of KG Tropicals. He just sits there like, is this guy going to shut up and let me talk? And Ed's not like that.
He's just over there letting his ribs relax.
Yeah.
That's it. Ribs and potato salad and beans, and he ain't caring about nothing right now.
Yeah, I'm at my sister's house in Hickson, Tennessee. We just had a big family dinner and barbecue.
That is
awesome. The weather.
It's beautiful today. It's slightly overcast, but we've had like rain nonstop.
Yeah, same here. Today was the best. It started off when we woke up. It had just stopped raining, and that was slowly creeping up to really good. But next couple of days, we're supposed to be in the 80s, no rain, sunshine. So we're gonna be really good. And the next probably week looks really good. So shipping shrimp, if the post office isn't having any issues, we should be all right.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I will say that USPS does now have up on their website and on their call center, if you call them, that basically every type of postal service has been delayed due to transportation issues and availability of drivers and vehicles. So fair warning there. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. That being said, it's always a you never know experience. I shipped a package to Zen Ginger, and it got from Tennessee to Texas in 26 hours. So it is what it is. But, I am definitely going to be ordering some more, especially, we'll mention it again for anybody that came in after the fact during this 20% off sale that you've got going on over the weekend. So
what you need to have is red, white, and blue shrimp. That would be cool.
That would really be cool. Yeah. That would take a little bit of
paint. I'm just teasing.
Small brushes. Little people with small brushes. Yeah. Well, what was it? I did the other big deal I did was March Madness. For the St. Patrick's Day. I did 3 shrimps. I think it was the yellows, the greens, and the crystal red, super cheap. And, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem giving, big deals and having like Kmart blue light specials. I mean, I was brought up in Kmart, so I could really care. I liked when that light went off. I was like, woo, will you get some socks today or what? But
yeah. So or a G.I. Joe fort.
There you go.
I got the GI Joe for it on a blue light
Yeah.
sale for $15.
Right. But hey, look, when that light would turn on when I was a kid, everybody's parents got excited. Come on, you get your arm yanked out of the socket and off you went like cartoon characters, you know? And that's what I'm saying. It's like I turn that blue light special on and hey, let's go.
So Mr. Zen is shooting for making my face the same color as that super chat there. Mr. Zen with the $100 super chat, just because with the double smiley face and the sunglasses face. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mr. Zen. I appreciate you very, very much.
James,
you're enjoying the shirts.
James, you should take that $100 and buy a shrimp.
Yeah, there we go. I actually, some of you have mentioned it, you know, that who was it? I forget. Somewhere I was talking to somebody like, I really like your it was with Aquamate. He's like, I love that wraparound shirt that you always wear with the Fish Room Fever logo. And I was like, thanks. I actually sent that off to Mr. Zen when I sent the Zen Ginger her fish and plant package, just because he's
Did
always
you wash it?
supportive. Yes, I washed it.
Okay.
I did. No, I wore it for a solid week with no showers. That way it would have that nice musky smell and the, you know, get it in there real good. So I sent that one and only shirt to him just because I appreciate him very, very much. And he's an awesome guy. So thank you, Mr. Zen.
I'm wearing my Catzilla shirt.
That's hot.
That is.
I like that a lot.
I love my Godzilla, and the cats just make it even cooler.
I'm wearing my Give Blood Fight Proby shirt.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
No, Bob Probert was with the Red Wings.
Yeah.
Give
And then he
Blood.
went to being a Hawk.
There you go. Fight Proby. My wife gets me these shirts. So
Konstantinov was my favorite guy. And
Yep,
Stevie Y.
Russian 5. Yep. Yes, sir. That was back when hockey was worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I do want to mention real quick that we have about 28 minutes left, and then we're going to roll on over into Aquamate's stream, hang out with him, and say hello. He was kind enough to have me on as a guest yesterday, and he is streaming this week. So if you all have any questions, comments, or concerns for us, feel free to throw them in the chat. We are at the bottom, and we will be glad to address them as best as we possibly can.
Somebody had a question. Do you raise your own shrimp, or do you buy them? Or do you buy them and then raise them? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I have to buy them to raise them. I mean, I got to buy them from somewhere. But my thing is when I started, that's what I said earlier is, the thing is you know, with anything, with a product, with a substrate, with a moss, with a medicine, with anything, I try to do all the footwork. So there's no footwork for you when you come and ask questions or buy a product. Well, when it came to the shrimp, there was times where I bought shrimp to start a colony, and they never bred. They would die off. You know, they just weren't a good. They didn't have good genes. So then I had to get rid of them. Find someone else that had shrimp that had stronger genes that could be shipped and that wouldn't die after shipping. So that's taken me a long time to get, you know, really strong gene shrimp, you know, high quality shrimp that I can ship, and you know, they show up great. I mean, it has to do with how I package them too, but it's you know, I had one order went 6-7 days. They showed up fine. I got one that's going on 2 weeks. You know, I'm just praying that, you know, that they do good and everything. But yeah, I buy everything, and like I said, if it doesn't do good, like let's say I buy 10 black pintos to start out with, and they're not good, I get rid of them. I don't like feed them to anything. I'll sell them, you know, to people that aren't trying to breed shrimp, and then I'll get 10 more, 20 more, and then if those breed good, then they stay, you know. But I don't keep anything that doesn't breed, because look, when I sell it to you, you're going to want it breeding in your tank because you're going to want to see those little baby shrimps too. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. You're getting the shrimp because you want to see them bury up and see all those little babies cruising around, So who wants to buy shrimp and they just sit there?
Sure.
Nobody wants that, and you want quality, So yeah, it's been a long road and a lot of stressful days to where you're like, okay, now what am I going to do? I really don't have the money to buy more. These are doing nothing, literally taking up space. I got to do something. I mean, we've all been there, no matter what it is, from fish to anything, and I'm finally here to where now I'm actually like taking ideas over here on this rack of what to do, things to mix, stuff like that. And I was thinking of doing like a thing to where like you could sponsor a tank to where I'll set it up and then you tell me what to put in it. So if you want, let's say, shrimp A and shrimp D to mate because you want to see what they have as babies, I'll do that. But it's something you can sponsor, something like that, something cool. So somebody can actually, they don't have the room or they don't have the shrimp to do it, but they can still put the project together here in my house and grow their own tank, something like that. That was an idea brought up to me by one of my,
Well, I'm kind of doing that, or going to eventually do that with Chewy. He doesn't have the ability to have some guppies right now, so I got one of the lines that he wants, and I've been just making a big colony of the guppies, and then I've got some 5-gallon tanks, and then whenever he wants to, and I can get what he wants somehow, and we'll mix them for him. So it's basically the exact same thing.
Right, and it's cool because like a lot of my subscribers, like, there's some people that have done it and know what you'll get, so that's kind of cool. So like there's some expensive shrimp that I mean, even me as a hobbyist, I can't afford. I haven't worked in 8 months, so even before the crap. So for me to be able to mix 2 shrimp that I had to get this high grade shrimp that people want, okay, cool. So it's help for my subscribers and the support I get. I mean, it's even though it's similar to a job, it's kind of like, I can't believe that I get to do this every day.
That's awesome.
So we've got a question from the chat. Sir Pronalot, I've heard him ask this question before. It says, would you rather have a shrimp-sized dog or a dog-sized shrimp? While y'all are thinking about that, I want to say thank you to Bob Kaler. Kaler's Aquatics. He's always crapping on my streams, but at least this time he attached a buck to it. So thank you, Bob Kaler, for the $1 super sticker of the poop emoji. Appreciate it, buddy. Always glad to have you around. So what do you all think? A dog-sized shrimp or a shrimp-sized dog? And I'm just going to hang this right here because I can't thank this guy enough. So we'll just leave that sit there. So everybody
it's a shrimp-sized dog. Yeah, shrimp-sized dog. I don't know if I could handle a shrimp that large and those funky little mouth things.
It would eat everything.
You're right, but it would creep me out too. Like, if it hopped up on the bed while I was sleeping, it's sitting there like that, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, no. I mean, my dogs do that, lick my face. I mean, I couldn't, oh no, I'd take the little dog. So I could put him in a bucket or something.
It would be hard to pet, though.
It would, but you wouldn't have to worry about it. It'd be
easy to clean up.
And clean and poop up, and
you just kind of do this with your shirt.
Right, right. Just smear it off. And
I think I'm also going to go with a shrimp-sized dog. And I mean, really, I know it's not a shrimp. So before everybody crucifies me in the chat, just think you've got teacup chihuahuas and you've got lobsters. So that can kind of help you picture a dog-sized shrimp. I know that's cheating. You're talking about a bigger dog probably, but I would rather have the shrimp-sized dog.
Yeah. That sounds cool. But then you'd have to pick, what kind of dog.
Great Dane.
Yeah, no, I don't want. I don't want.
So it could be
Right.
a
Little,
nano Great Dane.
right? Little, but big, right? Because don't we always say with cats, dogs, everything? God, I wish it stayed this small.
Not me. I want my cats as big as possible.
Yeah.
So that way, when you motorboat them,
Right.
you get more fur.
Right. I have an English bulldog, and sees in a lot of pictures on my Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. But yeah, her little mini, that'd be cool.
So we've got Petzotics in the chat. Diego, hello, good to see you. Says I'll sponsor a shrimp tank after the Posilia contest is done at Fish Room Fever. So there you go. Be sure to touch base with Diego over there at Petzotics. He's also got a website which I've ordered from, and I'm a huge fan of what he's doing. So check out petzotics.com for all your pets needs. Not sponsored, but I just love the guy and what he does. So
Hey, that's always good though. It's like when I shop, I shop like instead of going to Ace, sometimes I have to, but I go to the hardware, even though it's more expensive, which it shouldn't be. But I'd rather go to hardware than go to Ace Hardware. Because I like to support your normal Joe guy.
absolutely.
So, I mean, forget the big businesses. I mean, yeah, of course they started off as a normal Joe too, but they
Yeah,
They're Mega Joe now.
yeah, I'm not gonna hold nothing against them. It'd be like being mad at McDonald's. I ain't mad at you because your fries make me fat. I could say no, but I don't. Your cheeseburgers make me fat, but hey, you got a good product. That's all I'll drop. You got a good product. That's where it comes down to.
I love McDonald's. They have McRocks.
Hey, they got to make everything.
Yep.
Yeah, but hey, that's the thing is, I think it always comes down to having the product. Like I always say, it's not how much you have, it's how good it is. Like if I said shrimp out and they died, oh my gosh, I would have so many bad reviews. I don't have a bad review, except that they didn't get there fast enough, or they're 2 minutes late. I don't know if that's a bad review, but I don't know. But yeah, it's it's just something we push for, to have that it's the product, the good product.
Sorry, I was actually messaging Mr. Zen. He messaged me. If you send me $100 during a live stream, I'm going to respond to your messages, even if I'm live. That's poor etiquette, and I apologize. But that's
hey, it's not poor etiquette. I'd probably do more than message them. I'd send them like, I don't know, doing a dance or something. That deserves something. I mean,
I got another question. What do you like to feed your shrimp?
Steak, eggs, lobster. I actually, I make some foods, but my biggest one is I wish I could just say my food. It is mulberry powder that I make. I grind up. It's a process. I mean, it sounds really easy. It just takes a long time to take all the leaves off the trees, dry the leaves out, grind the leaves, and then pulverize the leaves into a powder. But I give them that. I give them spirulina. That's why I was holding up when we started. One of my subscribers sent me a bag of spirulina powder. I guess she ordered too much, and yeah. So spirulina is a big one when you have babies. So, like I tell people, if you have shrimp that are buried, it's time to start feeding the tank stuff that will create biofilm and algae for when those babies come out, or when they're kicked, I should say, because the mother just flicks them out, so they have something to eat. So a Bacter AE is like one of the best ones I use for that.
Yep.
I don't really want to I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about brands, but I use Shrimp King Baby by Dennerley because it's like a powder. See, that's what I'm saying. Hey, look, nobody sponsors me. They don't give me that, but I'm sitting here telling them, yeah, this is really good food. But I use bug bites. Bug bites are a real big deal. And I think what it is because the number one food in a bug bite or the number one additive is the black fly larvae.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to this. You have to think like a shrimp. What would I eat in the wild in a stream? It's all you got to think. So decomposing stuff, rotting stuff, dead stuff, bugs, this and that. So the black fly larvae fits. Indian almond leaves, oak leaf, fish poop.
That's what I would eat.
Well, yeah, because it'd probably be good, but snail poop. So it's good to have snails. They supposedly like to eat snail poop. But so then I do, I have other foods that companies send me that I try that are really good that I sell. But I'd have. Then I use a BioGreens. I get a lot of food from the health food store. Kelp. The powdered kelp plant, spinach. All that stuff. Because I like to eat a lot of powdered food, and I get a big jug and I fill it with RO water, and then I take big scoops of everything, put it in there, and I shake it up, and then I just go around and spill a little bit in each tank, and it just engulfs the tank and all those little speckles, and they just eat all day long. It's like a big smorgasbord, but it's all super healthy food. I really don't like to buy, well, actually, I don't buy any food to feed them, like from a pet store or something. I don't, because I can make way better food than a pet store can, so it's, I use a little bit of Dennerley.
You should make a video on it. That'd be awesome.
The food?
Just you grinding it all up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I have a video back 32 years ago when I started YouTube. No, at the beginning there's a few. I have a customer named Kevin. I won't give his last. He wouldn't care, but he would come over and get my dry food because me and my son make it. We put it in the dryer, the food dehydrator, and my son did shrimp cake. So we feed them shrimp cake, and it's all of our stuff that we mix together. Well, then my mulberry powder, I put in these little plastic Ziploc bags. Now, see, look, I live in Detroit, right? Well, I live in Michigan. Well, Detroit and, other cities around are, known for, let's say, drugs and paraphernalia. Right. So those little baggies, just one day I kind of called it a crack sack. And, I put my mulberry powder in there. So now they're sacks of crack. So when people want my mulberry powder, they order crack sacks. I have crack sacks. And it fits the motif. I'm in Detroit. I'm in Michigan, but, it's Detroit. And, you go to Detroit to get your crack sacks and, stuff like that. It's different, Yeah.
Well, is the mulberry a better leaf than, say, like if you have an oak tree or something? Or why do you pick mulberry?
I didn't pick it. When I got into the hobby, they spoke a lot about the white mulberry tree, and that produces the whiteberry, right? Well, I grew up in the mountains of Pennsylvania, so where I grew up out in the middle of BF don't know where, in the top of a mountain 8 miles from a town, I was surrounded by raspberries and blackberries. So I grew up my whole life eating them. Well, when I bought this home with my wife, there's a tree on my front lawn, on the side of my house, and all the way in the backyard. But the one on the front lawn looks like a bonsai tree. It's all curled, really cool. And the first summer that we were here, I was like, why is that thing grows blackberries? And I went out there and I noticed it was a black mulberry tree, or a red, that they call it red mulberry.
Mm-hmm.
So when they started talking about that, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, well, I have a tree on my front lawn. So I went out, cut a bunch of leaves off, came in, boiled them, came down here, threw it in the tank, and they attacked it like I was giving them peanut butter and jelly.
Wow.
I attacked it. And they literally will eat it like it, I don't know, like a time-lapse thing. They stand, and then all that's left is the veins. So
Nice.
I don't know if they do that with the white mulberry, but they do it with the black mulberry. So then I just started, I got on some apps. I used to sell on Facebook when I started and stuff. And then, of course, we all know that kicked everybody off. Then I went on some apps that were kind of booty. Is like I go on there and be like, hey, yeah, I'm selling, fresh mulberry leaves off my tree outside. I washed them, sent them to you wrapped up. They're not, nothing's done to them. You can do whatever you want to them. They're coming to you super fresh. They're really big. I mean, they're 6 inches tall, Well, then everyone and their mothers, got mulberry leaves, and they're selling mulberry leaves with nets and this and bug spray and hand lotion. And next thing you know, there's big, huge baskets being sold with mulberry leaves. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. So I got out of those apps, and that's when I just decided just to do it, the old way, kind of like knocking at people's front doors on YouTube and, making my videos and hoping that I do enough to start catching people's attention. And then I was really excited. Somebody on my show yesterday said, YouTube's really starting to look out for the small guy. And I said, why? I don't have a paycheck in my thing. And they said, oh no, they put your name up in something for people to come and check your channel out.
Oh, wow, that's
I
cool.
was like, you're kidding me. And they're like, no, that's how we found you out. We went on YouTube and it said, hey, go check this guy out. I was like, shut the back door. So I'm like, I woke somebody up. So, maybe they're like, all right, get this guy to 1,000 views so he can use his phone already or something, because it's a big deal to me. I think I could do way more instead of sitting here with this and then hooking it to
Right.
I need to be able to look. I got $1,000 phone that I can hook to my thingy and do a lot with. I can do a lot with it. Even though, and if I could stream right from this, I think it would be way better.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I could have this run too, but I could like move this and then do others. I just think I could do more. And that's the crappy part is I got to get to 1,000 viewers just to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it has nothing to do with money because you don't make money from YouTube. So it's like, what, $2 maybe? So it's like, it has nothing to do with money. I need to be able to unlock to do stuff. And that's the crappy part is they bumped it. It's like me being in the union. I can't retire till I'm 65. Well, I can't use my phone until I'm at 1,000 subscribers. So
Right.
we got to figure this out,
Well, we've got a couple questions in the chat, and we've got about 7 minutes left, and I've still got some thank yous to roll through. But HEPA Aquatics says, but aren't you concerned the shrimp you sell not going for store-bought food? You mentioned that you mostly do the mix it yourself and not the store-bought.
Well, yeah, but, I feed bug bites, but there's nothing in a store. Oh, I'll feed them. I can throw tropical colored granules in there, and they'll go to town on them. But that food enhances their color, and I don't want to enhance my shrimp's color because that's another thing. If I send you shrimp and a week later they start to go down in color or something, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And so I'm feeding a bunch of color enhancing foods, you know, and then you get them or see them in a video and you're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a shrimp that so dark. Well, guess what? You won't in a week when you get them to your house because all that food wears off. But no, they'll eat tropical colored granules like subs from Subway. They love this stuff. But the thing is, you know, I just don't buy it for the shrimp.
Right.
You know, it's way cheaper. That's what it's way cheaper to buy a ton of powders and just to mix them together. I mean, I could go. Look, it's hold on 1 second. I don't need that. It'll take me 2 seconds.
You were good. While you're doing that, I want to run through and welcome back.
Yeah, no, this jug right here, I've been running out of this jug since last summer. So all winter, and I still have another one full. So when it comes to having this many tanks, you got to go as cheap as possible. Because that's why I'm trying to say, like, let's say I bought Dennerlet. You know how much it would cost me? This is in the bigger jug. I took it out of the smaller one because, you know, I got big hands. But to feed right now, 45 tanks a day. And these things cost over $20 a jug. Yeah. I would be blowing through $100 a week in food when I can eat powder that me and my kid and my wife make for free. You know, that's super healthy. Hey, they'll eat your store-bought food all day long, but they ain't going to eat my store-bought food all day long because I have way too many, you know, so that's why I don't do it like that.
I don't blame you. Bob at Kaler's Aquatics says, what's the easiest to keep, not cherry shrimp, you have?
All of them. All of them. They're, this is what I'm trying to get across to everybody. None is harder than the other, and I can't say any of them's easier than the other. Literally, I don't go, wow, that tank's super easy. I don't have to mess with it. I give all of them the same amount of attention. I feed every other day, and I take care of them all the same. So I don't baby one tank and treat another tank with less care because they're hardier. And I don't go, well, this is a very sensitive tank. Very, very sensitive. It's just some tanks like my my red fish bones over here. They're not big. They don't like store-bought food. They like bacteria and biofilm and all that. So I put stuff in there that grows bacteria and biofilm and algae and stuff. They love that. They don't want nothing else. But other than hardness, none of them are hard. They're all easy. Cherry shrimp are that's an old answer. That answer doesn't even come out of my mouth on my channel no more. Hey, what's the easiest? Cherry shrimp.
So do you have anything besides, because we've got about 3 minutes to wrap it up, do you have anything besides the sale that you would like to promote or tell us about? Any upcoming videos, anything of that nature?
Oh, no. Just, you know, if you guys want to come spend time with a channel that, you know, kind of make you smile and laugh the whole time you're on it, and you meet. The thing is the people that's in there are super incredible. They're probably, everyone knows them. You know, we just try to bring happiness to everyone. We try to support a lot of, you know, like veterans and stuff. We're just a family-run company out of our home. Like I said, and it's just a very comfy place. You don't have to feel stressed or like singled out, or like people are going to point fingers if you ask a question that isn't the right question or anything like that. You know, it's just a place to come back, you know, lay back, take off your hat, kick up your feet, and, you know, just be yourself and not, you know, just relax. So that's what our channel's all about.
I love it. It's a wonderful place. Ed, do you have anything you want to tell us about?
Not really. Thanks everybody for showing up. It was a lot of fun having you. Don't forget Project Basilia, and I've said it in just about every stream, so you guys all know about it, I'm sure, but just don't forget about it.
So I'm going to try and do this in 60 seconds here, and then we're going to go head over to Aquamate. First off, thank you both of you all for being on. Thank you to all the moderators for the hard work you put in. all the commenters, all the lurkers. I'm going to run through my members list because that's one of the things I promised my members I'd do. So we've got the Zen Ginger, Jess the Shrimp Granny, Priscilla MK, Sand Creek Aquatics, Ginger Graves, Moonstone, Danikin Aquatics, Mr. Zen, Kaler's Aquatics, Multi Tank Addiction, Sandy Dowdy, Tiffany White, Gina French, River Life, Don Cervantes, Lefty 3213A, Chattanooga Ed, HC Aqua, Aquamate, Monica Lynn, Father Fish, Chad Krotz, and Glenn Guttridge. Thank you all very much for being members. I really appreciate you. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to all these super chatters tonight. So pull that up. And
you better call him and like
oh yeah,
a card.
So we have
I had to like send flowers on that one.
He's getting a nice dinner when we go to Aquashella Dallas. We have the Zen Ginger, Gina French, Mr. Fish Sir, Lefty 3213A, Sand Creek Aquatics, Priscilla MK, Rack from the River Life, and of course Mr. Zen, who's still hanging up there and was going to be hanging up there for quite some time, and Kaler's Aquatics. Thank you all for the super chat, super stickers. Let's go hang out with Aquamate, show him some love. I appreciate you all very, very much. And until next time, keep your fish healthy, keep yourselves healthy, and catch yourself a little fish room fever. Take care, everybody.